Fast and Giants podcast, the podcast that talks about Doctor Who and Star Wars, hosted by Lee Croddick. Welcome and hope you enjoy listening to this episode. Welcome back to Fast and Giants. I'm your host Lee. This episode is definitely a bonanza as I talk not one, but two trailers. That's right. From the depths of the occult to the madness of Doctor Who. What is intriguing is that the occult episodes 1 to 4 is on the same weeks as Doctor Who's episodes 6 to 8. Similar to Mando Series 3 and the Bad Batch Series 2 last year, I'm so excited to get the hype and the atmosphere going and share my thoughts on the trailers and just spread some positivity because these shows need the positivity and I gotta give them the hype they deserve. So let's begin. The Occult, the show is centered around Jedi Master Saul, Lee Jung-jae, and the mysterious Master May, Amanda Simba. There's some notices that said at the two teaming up in their investigation against a dark force. I will talk more about that in my preview for The Occult. So let's talk about this trailer. Saul leaves the trailer and is investigating these attacks on the Jedi and is training younglings. I like seeing Saul doing similar hypnosis to what we see Obi-Wan Kenobi and Rey doing in the films. Yes, I think it's going to be very intriguing to watch, and I think that Saul seems like a nice character out there, and I think it's about time we had someone like him in TV, so I am very excited. Carrie-Anne Moss is playing Indara. She's another Jedi Master. She has piqued a lot of interest of the fans. She fights May. Her lightsaber has caused a debate. Is she going to become one of the first Siths or loses in the future? I don't know. But the poster does show a lightsaber, but it's bleeding red by bleeding kyber crystals, which are the colour of red. I'm interested to see what happens with Indara. So I think she'll have the same intrigue as maybe someone like who else? Maybe Asai Ventress or someone? I don't know. I want to focus on May. Now, in the trailer, she's violent towards Saul. And Indara. But we see her facing someone who is rumoured to be a Sith. We don't know much, but she is mysterious, so it'll be interesting to see what May's story is. There are witches in this who are not from Dathomir, by the way. Yes, not from Dathomir. This is a good change. Jodie Turner-Smith is playing Mother Anise. These witches value their independence and preservation of their beliefs and power. I'm definitely intrigued to see what kind of loyalty they have and what they're up to. Jonas Satomo is back as a new Wookiee character. If you remember Gunji from the animations, he was, of course, a Jedi youngling. Jonas's character this time around, Kamnaka, yes, is a Jedi too, but he lives in solitude. He's seen in action in the trailer, so it's exciting to see a Wookiee Jedi and seeing what he can do, because I'm just so excited to see Kamnaka, and I think he's going to be an iconic character. I will get to more in my preview, but Leslie Hannon isn't putting many High Republic book characters in the first series, except Vanessa Rowe, played by Rebecca Henderson. Vanessa is intriguing, so I can't wait to see what she does. If Series 2 ends up happening, Leslie has plans for more book characters to make their live action debut. And I like the fact that Leslie is thinking ahead, but I do feel like she is definitely going to be one of those showrunners that has something special. It is going to be violent, which will make the difference between me finishing the series or stopping the series. But good character work can make the difference, so I'm hoping we don't have the same issue as Andor and more towards the Bad Batch. I am interested to see the Sith vs Jedi stuff, because the Jedi are flawed, which leads to the downfall with Order 66, and it's going to be interesting to see what kind of stuff happens here. Finally, I want to give a huge shout and a huge appreciation to the cute younglings, because they're so cute, and I can't wait to see them in trend, because it's good to see younglings, and we have seen him before in the movie, so it's good to see him again. And plus the animations did it as well with The Gathering. So bring on the younglings. That's it for the occult. I think it's got very great potential. So we're gonna leave our Starfighter and enter the TARDIS as it's time for Doctor Who. Yes. Shooty Gatwa and Millie Gibson, aka the Dream Team, are on their way, and not a moment too soon, depending on what Jennifer Corbett and Brad Raw have planned with the final episodes of The Bad Batch. And they'll be excellent at it. And Russell T Davies will be excellent as well for Doctor Who. The trailer was so good, and I think it's what we fans needed. There's some interesting things about it, and I'll just say, no Studio Jonathan in there together? We'll get to that. Let's get started on the chatting. Jinx the Legend Monsoon. I don't know, but something isn't vibing me yet. But as I'll explain in an upcoming video on Instagrams with Lee. However, I am happy Jinx is in the show, and she is a good choice. We need people like Jinx in the show. It feels more open, and that's what I love about this show. Sticking with episode 2, they're going for a musical theme, which is putting the episode in a position where it has to hit. Otherwise, Spyfall, The Mines of Mandalore, Dinosaurs on the Spaceship, Ruins of War, and more will impact it negatively. And when I mean impacting negatively, it's a big issue because risks can fail, and that's not what Lee wants here. However, they need to take the risk, and it needs to hit. I think if it's a cover, then it might struggle a bit, because with the Goblin song, if you remember rightly, by the amazing, the legend, Christina Rotondo, yes, that song, the nonsensical song, has made impact. I'm still listening to it. It's just nonsense, and I love it. I just think an original track would be better. But nothing can top songs by High School Musical, the series, as they have some bangers like Born to be Brave, I know who I am inside, I won't apologize. That song, and there's plenty more like Granted or All I Want. Doctor Who needs to stay either original or try and improve with the covers, because covers for me don't cut it. And I've seen talent shows not deliver as much, and that is disappointing. I want to see more good ones. For example, like Emily Milmas with Wishing on a Star. I'll tell you who did a great cover track. The Street Contestant Band with Come Fly With Me. Doctor Who, you've got to come with something special. That saying, Doctor Who is capable of doing a brilliant cover version when it works. For example, Rox's Don't Stop Me Now cover on Mummy Express. I listen to that a lot. It is so brilliant. Another thing that has mastered covers is, of course, Yemet Mamo invited Damage singing Christmas songs on the Titanic. I still think it's amazing. So please, if you're doing a Beatles song, Maria or anyone involved, please try and show that the cover is good. Let's talk the fact that Indira Varma's Bad Duchess, yes, the Bad Duchess, is an alien. Not like the Good Duchess of Party of 15. I will get to that in a later episode, because it is actually quite hilarious, the comparisons between the Good Duchess and the Bad Duchess. It's Sunday time! Yes, Cherry the Legend is back. And also, Karen and Carla too. Carla has a small chat with the Doctor himself, which is ruined from Ruby's future. However, I'm excited to see the Sundays, and you know how much I love them. They're iconic, they're legends. Also, Michelle Greenwich and Angela, pleasure to have. Let's talk about Ruby herself. Currently, she doesn't have much to do. Fortunately, Ruby's heroics are on the way, and the trailer is obviously demonstrating that. There is the usual damsel stuff, like with Omega going in on the show. She is, like Omega, at risk, but the trailer has given me hope. Millie's getting rid of those creatures out of me, and that's good for her. With her mystery, which is featured throughout the trailer, including the daft, mysterious woman who has an issue, and something to do with coincidences. Remember what the Doctor said to Ruby? Two things bumping together unexpectedly? This new mystery is what I'm very interested to see. And I'm excited to see what this leads to for Ruby. Let's talk the Doctor and Ruby. Okay. Classic tropes. To the cuties dancing together. Yes! I said they're dancing together! Ah! We are in for a treat. There is a scene that stands out to the usual... there is a scene that stands out, which is obviously the reverse syndrome of something that we've seen in the past. Now, if you remember rightly, there were fixed points in time, with Rose and Father's Day and Sarah Jane and Detention and Sarah Jane Smith. I'm going to bit on them, so that's good. Still not my favourite, but the point is, it is growing on me. This time, it's all about trying to avoid damage in the future or messing around with the timelines. Plus, the Doctor is finally being very comforting as he's looking after a distraught Ruby. That's a step up. What about Ruby the butterfly? Ruby steps on a butterfly and transforms into a beautiful butterfly. She looks beautiful, by the way. It's been mentioned before by Martha Jones and Bill Potts, love you girls, but this has never been done before, so it's intriguing to see the superstition happen. Of course, superstitions and fantasy is a theme here. Is it going to be a comedy gag or not? Earlier I said there was no Jonathan and Shuri together. However, there is more to, of course, this situation, which I will be mentioning on Insta Ramblings with Lee. In fact, the video is out right now. I'll put the link in the description below. Please check it out. It's a good one. So in the trailer, we don't see them together, but we see a continuation of a scene we saw it before, and now he's doing a salute. We also see some familiar faces like Jodie and David when he's on a ship. Very, very interesting. I actually think it's important because obviously it must have a big link. I don't know. Obviously Ruby in trouble as well. That's something noticeable. Explosions with the Doctor and Bonnie Langford, aka Mel. She's back. Finally, let's talk who else is in it. Desmond Finney as Rose Noble. Lenny Rush makes an appearance as Morris. Gemma Redgrave as Kate Stewart. And finally, I'm going to give a huge shout out to the legend, June Hudson, who was a costume designer in Classic Who. And she's going to make an appearance. She was also in class in Tonight We Might Die. That's it for my thoughts on the trailer for the Occult and Doctor Who. What did you think of the Occult trailer? Or what did you think of the Doctor Who trailer? You can comment down below. Alright, Fast122 on social media. Please get in touch, as I love reading your comments and I want to get into a chat with you guys and talk about what's to come and bring some hype. Thank you for listening once again, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening to Phasma and Jarens. Please get in touch at Fast122 on social media. If you love anything I do, please subscribe to the Phasma and Jarens YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed listening to this podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Subscribe to Phasma and Jarens and stay tuned for more podcasts. See ya!